Exposure to creativity and the arts at an early age has been proven to make a difference in personal development, but not everyone has that opportunity. Jason Schupbach with the National Endowment for the Arts joins us to talk about the Our Town program. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
I think I was lamenting to you before we were actually on camera that when I was growing up, it seems like every time we got a new president, the first thing that happened was there was a huge discussion about the NEA and who was going to be head of it and all of the art, and it was a big brouhaha, and it was a huge fight in Congress, and I've never understood why. This should be one of the programs and one of the agencies that we love to fund.
Well, obviously, I agree with you completely. Really, the arts are for all people, and art is an essential part of human development and part of our soul, and culture really is who we are in this country, which I really strongly believe, which is really where the Our Town program came from. So
talk to us a little bit before we get to the Our Town program about the NEA and what it was established to do and what it currently does.
Sure. So we were established in 1964. We're going to have our 50th anniversary next year, which we're really excited about. And it really is the federal arts agency. We're an agency that gives money out to local communities all across the country, from the tip of Alaska to the tip of Florida, to support the role of creativity and artists in public life. So we've been that way from the beginning. We supported all different kinds of creativity for really everyone in every community. We believe really strongly that communities create their own creativity, and that there's every culture, the vast diversity of cultures in this amazing country really deserve to be funded and represented and held up and validated.
Now, you guys don't have anything to do with collecting artifacts that might go to a museum, nothing like that.
No, that's the Smithsonian.
Right, okay.
Which is a separate agency.
That's
we're,
right.
we're primarily a granting agency to nonprofits.
Okay, so let's say a community, my small town in Texas, might receive a grant from the NEA to improve a park or a gazebo or some sort of area.
Sure, absolutely. So it really needs to come from what the priorities are. That's really what the Our Town program is about, is what are the needs in this particular community, and how do the arts fit in to making that a great and livable community. So, every community takes like 100 different tools you need to use at once. Anybody who says there's like a silver bullet to use to make a community better is lying.
Right.
Totally. So what are those arts tools, right? And it might be a piece of art in a public park. It might be, I know you had a wonderful mural artist on your show recently who worked with kids in a community. It might be a mural. It might be performances. It just kind of depends on what's the right pieces that fit in with what we call local assets in a community.
So then as an individual artist, like the mural artist we had on, can he get a grant from the NEA as an individual?
Only literature artists can get fellowships. Those are the only individual grants that we give nowadays.
I'm sorry, say it again. Someone was in
literature
my ear.
Artists.
Okay.
Literature artists give grants. The NEA no longer, we used to give grants to individual artists. That was taken away in the culture wars. And then now the only thing that's left are we fund literature fellowships.
Time out. So during which spat with Congress about not wanting to fund the NEA, did the individual get left out of the process?
That was in the 90s.
Seriously? So now a grant can only be for a unit, an organization,
a nonprofit,
a group,
a 501c3,
so
or a city.
Wow.
Or a government.
So how has that impacted, though? I mean, has that negatively impacted the organization and the good that you actually can do in a community? If there is an artist like this mural artist we had on, he has a singular talent. I mean, it's phenomenal. But he can't get a grant from you guys.
Well, we still fund artists. I don't want that to be a mistake. It comes through the nonprofit. So the nonprofit can then pay him.
Got you. There's a way around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we fund artists all the time. I mean, we love to fund artists. We love to fund artists what they deserve to be paid.
Yes.
Almost every single grant we funds an artist to do some work. So we still get to artists, totally.
Okay, let's talk about some of the great stuff Our Town is doing. And let's talk about the project in New Orleans.
Oh, great. I love this project.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's really cool. So sure. So the cool thing about Our Town is that it requires a partnership between the local government and arts organizations.
That way you got buy-in from everybody.
Exactly. I'm glad you picked up on that. So that was the whole point of it, really, to get artists engaged in the civic life of a community. And so we say to the cities, come to us with what you think the priorities are in a neighborhood or across the entire city. And we were thrilled in New Orleans they chose the neighborhood, the famous neighborhood Treme.
Treme,
which
yes,
is really exciting.
Television show and all.
Exactly, which was really exciting to us. And like many other neighborhoods in New Orleans, Treme has issues with vacancies, empty lots, and a lot of kids who don't really have a lot to do sometimes. So they said, well, let's see if we can kind of use the arts to create an intersection between that. So they're working with a local design center, all kinds of local artists, and a group called Youth Solutions to get kids to develop projects that will then go on these empty lots identified in the neighborhoods. So it might be a mural, it might be a garden, it might be a pop-up cool, I hope it's some kind of fun party where we don't fund the alcohol because we can't do that. But really getting the kids to do something creative for their community and give them ownership over it in their community. So it gives them exposure to excellence, expertise in the arts, gets them involved in doing something in their community, and beautifies and makes the community better.
Exactly, and let's point out that Treme is 100% African American, if
Exactly,
I'm not mistaken.
yes.
I forget how many people live there. I don't know if it's 9,800. That number's in my head for some reason. But was extremely impacted by Hurricane Katrina.
No.
And so this is an opportunity for Black youth in an underserved part of town to really get involved and to see the possibilities that life has, and that, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had the talent for art. I mean, so much can be realized and revealed when you have the opportunity with a project like this.
That's what we're really hoping that happens, and I think that we've seen it happen over and over again when you give the kids the opportunity to express themselves in unique ways. And I mean, Treme has such an astounding culture already. I mean, you walk around the blocks there and just music just pouring out of buildings. So how do we take that culture, connect it to making the neighborhood even better, and make it really true to who New Orleans is as a place?
That's right.
That's really what the program's about. So.
Jason Schupbach with the National Endowment of the Arts, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us.
It's my pleasure.
Okay.